Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Jacoby. So today I will be talking about how to play volleyball, the basics. So this video is basically just going to cover the basics of passing, setting, hitting, blocking, serving, and I'm going to give you examples and I'm going to break them down. I'm going to show you how you can do it too. So if you're interested in that, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That really helps me out and helps my channel grow. Also, if you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe because I know you've already watched some of my videos. So go ahead and subscribe, please. That would make my freaking day. And also leave a comment down below. And the question of the day will be, what is your favorite volleyball position? Let me know. My favorite is personally setter, even though I'm not a setter. But anyways, let's get into the video. Alrighty, let's first talk about passing. Passing is the foundation of volleyball. It's one of the foundations. Passing and serving, serve and pass, they go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. First of all, passing, there are three different kinds of passing. There's a free ball pass, there's a serve receive pass, and there's digging. There's also like overhand passing, but that also kind of goes in with free ball passing or serve receive passing. Okay, so how to pass a volleyball. So first of all, when you're passing, you want to make sure that your elbows are locked out. And you want to make sure that your platform is very firm, and you want to make sure that you're contacting the ball in the correct place. So I'm going to use this candle as a prop and pretend it's a volleyball because I have lost my volleyball and I don't know where it is. I think it's at my house. But pretend this is a volleyball, okay? It's coming out of the air. Woo! You want to make sure the ball or the candle, whatever, contacts you right here on your forearms. You don't want it up here. You definitely don't want it down here on your thumb. You want it right there in the middle of your forearm. Or not the end of your forearm, like where it's still bony. That is where you want to contact the ball. Now, you might be wondering why. Because that is going to give you the best chance of the ball coming off your platform in the best way possible. And by that, I mean the ball won't shank. And by shank, I mean it won't just go all over the place. It'll go directly to where you want it to go. So make sure you're contacting the ball in the right place. And if you want a more in-depth video about how to pass volleyball, I have a video on that and it will be in this card that's somewhere on the screen. Now I'm going to give you a breakdown of my teammates, an example of my teammates passing, and I'm going to show you what a good collegiate passer looks like. Alright, so first we're going to analyze serve receive. Serve receive is so important, and in these examples I'm going to show you a good server because all collegiate servers are pretty good servers, to be honest, and a lot of servers serve with great pace and it's going to be very deep. So I'm going to show you how my teammates move their feet back and forth and do great back row. Alright, so I'm going to show you the slowed down version first, but here we have this really good server. She's serving a float serve, jump float down the line. So notice how number 20, the libero, moves her feet to the left, and notice how her platform is nice and angled. That's how she got it to the setter, and her platform was nice and firm. That's why it was a perfect pass. So great job, Holly. And she's also our libero, so yeah. Here it is again, sped up. Once again, great angle, great firm platform. Alright, so next we have digging. Digging is when you're playing defense, so the other team hits at you. It's some kind of attack, front row attack, and that means you're going to be digging a ball. So here's a great example of that. Alright, so this is a perfect example of a dig. So the other team is going to set their middle and keep an eye on our libero, number 20. So she tipped right over my block and Holly is right there to dig it. So here it is again, sped up. And digging is also very important because defense does play a huge part in volleyball. It's not just all about offense because you can't play offense without playing defense first. So that is very important to learn how to dig. Next we have a free ball pass, and a free ball pass is just a ball that is given over the net that is super lofty, high, slow ball, and it's a free ball because it's the easiest ball to pass. Alright, so in this scene, I'm tipping the ball over the block and I get them out of system. So that means that they have to give us a free ball. So our middle back is going to shift over to the right and going to take this free ball, and it's a really easy pass and it's a perfect pass. Great job, Soph. And when you get a free ball, you want to absolutely capitalize on it any way you can. So if you get a free ball, that means you should be getting a point somehow, some way. Okay, so next we have setting. Setting is also very vital to the whole volleyball process. Now, we actually run a 5-1 on my college team, and a 5-1 is basically when you only have one setter on the floor at all times. She plays front row and back row, so that's the kind of style offense that we run. And the setter is probably the most cerebral, most highest volleyball IQ on the court, because they make all the decisions on who's gonna get this ball and who's gonna get this ball and spreading out the offense. But like I said previously, the setter cannot do their job without getting a pass. So that's why I put passing first, because passing is very, very important and very foundational. But now we get to the second step of setting. How to set. How to set. Okay, so you want to make sure that your hands are nice and relaxed, but not like super like monster hands and like firm, but not like super relaxed. You want them nice and controlled, and you want it in the shape of a ball, and this will make it so much easier on you to not double and have a lot more control over where the ball goes. So when the ball's coming at you, you want to make sure that your hands are nice and ball shaped. And another good like analogy that I like to use is to pretend like you have like a Coke bottle or something, or like a 3-liter Coke bottle, 1 liter, whatever it is, and you want to like pretend like you're drinking it, and that's the perfect hand setup for setting. So also, once again, if you want another in-depth video on that, I have a video on that on how to set, so make sure to go check that out. Alright, so in this scene, our setter is in right front blocking, and our left back gets a great dig, and she runs off the net, great hands, great feet, and sets the ball. Now we're gonna watch the sped up version just so y'all can look at her hands. So once again, block, dig, look at her hands. They're nice and ball shaped, and it's a perfect set. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about serving. Serving is also what I said earlier, the foundation of volleyball. Passing, serving, serving, passing. Okay, they are the most important things, especially when you're starting out, because that's really how you're going to score your points. If you can serve, you're going to win, basically, when you're younger or you're just less experienced. That's how you're going to get most of your points. So it's vital that you obviously master that skill. How to serve. Okay, so serving is very important. So first of all, you want to make sure that you have a nice firm hand, no loose hands, no small hands. You want a nice big hand, nice and firm, and you want to pretend like you're high-fiving the ball, and that's the best way to get your hand contact going. Also, you want to make sure that you're stepping into the ball when you're serving, because at the developmental stage, at the earlier stages, your arm is probably not as strong as others, so that means that you can't just stand there and like just whack at it, and still have a good serve and still have a controlled serve to a spot. So make sure that you get your body into it. And once again, I have a video on that, how to serve and how to overhand serve, not underhand. I don't teach that, and it will help you out so much, so go check that out. So when you get to a more advanced, higher level, serving is also very important, because if you have a good tough serve, that is more likely to get the other team out of system. And by out of system, I mean they don't get a perfect pass to where they can just set anyone. So when they're out of system, the pass is usually off the net, or it's like an ace. So an ace is when one person touches the ball and it just dies, and that's an immediate point. But when they're out of system, it's going to be off the net, and the setter has less options, and that's always great for you because it's easier to predict what's going to happen or what kind of ball you're going to receive over the net. So that being said, there are 2 different kinds of serve that are mainstream that I'm going to talk about in my examples. So first is going to be a jump float serve, and then second is a top spin serve. Alright, so in this clip, we have the same girl serving down the line. Notice her footwork, left, right, left, a nice float down the line. And notice how her hand stayed open. That's how you float serve, and she didn't snap. So here we go, let's watch it again. Flat hand, flat serve. It was really good. Alright, so next we're going to talk about hitting. Hitting is also very important, but once again, you cannot hit without having a pass and a serve and a set. It's all connected, y'all. So hitting is very important, because that is when you really get the shine, first of all, and 2, it's a really big part of the offense, obviously. So hitting, there is going to be an outside hitter, a middle hitter, and a right side hitter, and sometimes there will be a back row attack. Now, an outside hitter gets most of the junk balls or out of system balls, like I was talking about earlier when I was talking about serving. There's a middle hitter, and a middle hitter is a double as a middle hitter and a middle blocker. So their main priority technically is to block, But a middle hitter can be very integral in offense and a very great like source of points and a great way to get the other team like out of sorts, if you will. So a middle hitter is very important. And then a right side hitter is typically someone who can put the ball down. Okay, so this is a perfect example of an out of system ball going to the outside. So that's our setter playing that first ball. The second ball is played up by our DS, and there's our outside hitter getting a nice good approach with a double arm lift. So let's watch it again full speed, and make sure you're paying attention to her approach, left by left, arm swing, kill. Next is how to hit. So hitting is my specialty because I am an outside hitter. So first of all, you want to make sure that you have good hand contact. So same thing with serving. You want to have a nice big hand, a nice firm hand, no loose hands, no small hands, big firm hand. And when you're swinging, you want to make sure that your elbow is nice and high above your ear, and you want to make sure that you're drawn like a bow and arrow. So like this or like this. Let me show you. Okay. So left hand is in front of you tracking the ball, and then your hitting arm is waiting to replace it and swing and snap. And at the end of your swing, you want to make sure that you snap high and not low, because then it will go into the net or the block. And lastly, we have blocking. Blocking is also very important, mainly because that's one form of defense. And like I said earlier, defense is very, very important in volleyball because there's no offense without defense. So a block is a great way to score points because you really just have to have your hands in the right position, and you have to be a little bit over the net and pressed over, and you will get a point for your team. Now, on the other hand, if you do not do blocking correctly, you can get tooled. And by tooled, I mean they can use your hands. So if your hands are in the wrong position, or they're high, or they're just all over the place, someone can easily just, okay, there's this girl's hand. The other hitter on the other team can see your hand and just hit right off of it and out of bounds, and that's a point for them. Now let's get to the example. Alright, so here I am. I'm in left front and my friend Abby is in the middle. So they're going to set back to the right side. Notice how I wait, and my hands are pressed over the net. And I set up the block so where Abby can touch the ball and it will go back over. So let's watch it again. Notice how our hands are pressed over the net and we are shrugging our shoulders. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, please support me by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. It really helps me out. Also, leave a comment down below, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching it all the way through. That really means a lot, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!